what's up? It's GlamGirl143 and I'm coming to you today with a video about MAC Cosmetics. I have recently got a ton of emails and, well, maybe not a ton, maybe like 10, so a ton of emails and questions about how to get higher with MAC. Is it hard to get on with MAC? You know, what are their qualifications? So I just thought, hey, this will be a great way to put it out there since I'm not in a traditional MAC setting. I work for MAC in the airport, so I'm what you call travel retail. So if you want to know more about that or how to, you know, apply, you want to know some tricks on how to get hired, continue to watch this video. Okay, let's talk about the lovely world of MAC Cosmetics. Like, who doesn't love makeup? I certainly love makeup and MAC and have always wanted to work for them, but just never, you know, gave it a shot because I always thought that it was going to be really hard to get on with them. So I just was like, I'll work for myself. I used to do hair and makeup and just decided once I relocated to Houston to go ahead and apply. So that's what I did. It was kind of by accident. My sister is a flight attendant and she was coming into town and she seen in the terminal, hey, MAC's gonna be in the airport, which is Hobby, and they're hiring and you should apply, and if you don't, I'm going to kill you. So I was like, okay, why not? So they didn't have a whole lot of information posted. I just went to good old faithful Google and I typed in MAC Cosmetic Hobby Airport, Houston Airport or something like that, and 2 locations came up. There's 2 locations, one in Hobby, one in Bush, and they had a link to apply. So I kind of spruced up my resume just with all of my cosmetic background and my beauty background, submitted the resume, and didn't think anything of it. At that time, I was managing a children's store, so I just was like, oh, we'll just see what happens. So they called me. And when I initially did a phone interview, and it was just like the basic interview questions. Why do you want to work for MAC? Tell us about yourself, that kind of thing. So I passed that round and I got scheduled to do a group interview. I hate group interviews. I was really rusty at interviewing. I hadn't done it in so long. I was extremely nervous for that, and I just was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I did have 2 girlfriends that worked at a MAC store back in Colorado Springs that were like good friends of mine. I started off as their customers, and then, you know, if you're a good customer, you kind of build these relationships. So I did some digging, like, what are they going to ask me? What should I say? You know, what are they looking for, pretty much? And so I got some help with that, and I did the first interview, which, like I said, was a group. And basically in a group interview, you are there to outshine. So if you are ever in a setting where you have to interview for MAC and it is going to be a group, make sure you are on point. Like, the points need to be on so many levels, because when I say they're coming with their A game, they are coming with their A game, okay? So first thing, wear all black. You need to show up like you are already working for MAC, or you have freelance for MAC before. You need to show up as if they said, you're looking too good, we love you, you're hired, can you start today? And the only way you can start today is if you are in dress code, and it is black, okay? There is no black with white trimmings, there's no black with a little bit of red. I mean, it's black, okay? If you see me going hard about the black, that is because MAC is very anal about the black, okay? So I made sure I had on all black, and I'm going to put some pictures in so you can see what I wore to my first interview. And you want to be trending, you know, don't come to MAC, you know, looking like a school teacher. No offense to any school teachers out there, but MAC is really high edge and they're always about trending, so you kind of want to make sure that you're trending. and current. I should say that. You want to make sure that you're current. So I just wore a black dress. It was fall time. So I wore a black dress which had long sleeves, and I wore boots, and I wore a black hair extensions, hair weave. I had a part in the middle, and I had like eye makeup. You want to make sure that you wear something that's from MAC in case they ask you what you have on, because they may do that. So I made sure to have an eye. And with your makeup, you want it to be clean. They would prefer it be like something simple. I don't want to say basic, but something, you know, just like maybe a daytime smoky, and it be clean and even, versus like a rainbow eye and it be messy or not even, if that makes any sense. And your lips, make sure you have on a lip. Now I did a lot of research on it, and my girlfriend was like, please don't wear a red lip. She was like, you know, I see them coming in all the time for interviews and they always have a red lip, and I know MAC is notorious for the ruby woo. So she was like, please stand out and be a little different. You could do a bold lip, but don't do red, because you're going to be surprised how many people are going to be there and have on a red lip. So I made sure not to do that. I think I wore pink pigeon or something like that. But yeah, so I just made sure that I was in black, and I had my makeup perfected. I had on MAC lashes. I had on like a full face, ready to go. So I did the interview. I was the first one to be called outside of our group. We did questions like, you know, try and sell me something. They're big on the sale. Do you know how to sell? Do you know their product? Do you know, they're trying to see, do you fit this MAC culture, pretty much. And so after our group interview, they pulled us individually, one by one, to interview us and ask us questions. I picked like a brush or something, and I had to sell the brush. And I just talked about like the quality of the brush. I made sure to mention the longevity of the brush, all the different things you could do with the brush. Was like an eyeshadow brush, you know, so you wanted to show that you can sail. So after we all took turns doing that, we got called individually, and like I said, I was the first one to get called and do a sit down with someone, and she asked me a couple of questions, and pretty much I was confident. I felt good about that interview. So when she said, I'm gonna call you back to schedule your makeup test, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. So the first round was kind of easy to me. Not that I'm bragging or making it seem like it's easy, but like I said, I did a lot of research. So just that initial round was like no sweat. Now, the second part is your makeup test. And that is not a walk in the park, because you don't know what they're going to ask you to do. And so I took my sister with me, and I had been practicing on her, and I was timing myself, and I was looking on YouTube to see what kind of look. So I was trying to prepare as much as I could. I found that online on YouTube they would say, okay, you would do like a daytime look, and then you would transfer that look into a nighttime look, but you only had 20 minutes. I seen that was very common. So I was trying to do that. I was perfecting. I was like, okay, let me do a bridal look. Let me do peaches. Let me do pinks. Let me do gold. Okay, now let me turn it into a nighttime look. Let me, so I did that. I was timing myself. I felt confident about it. I had like a game plan. So I showed up to my second interview thinking I was going to walk in and do my makeup test. Wrong. Because we were travel retail, it's a different entity. I had the initial lady that interviewed me. I had this guy in there and another gal, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 3 people. And I did not know what to expect. Needless to say, I was in there with a MAC trainer, or what is he? International trainer, I think he was, and some other big wig person. The store that I was interviewing for wasn't open yet. They were hiring people to open up this brand new location. So we were in there with like big wig people, okay? And so I went into the interview and it was 3 people, and when I say they came for me, they came for me. They want to know, why do I love makeup? Tell me about yourself. When you look for inspiration, who are you referencing? What celebrity draws you to them? Why do you feel like you belong with MAC? How long do you plan to be here with MAC? Can you sell? What lipstick do you have on? What foundation do you wear? If someone had problematic skin, what would you suggest? I mean, they came hardcore with the questions. It was like, they were asking me so many questions, like I couldn't even get a breath in. One would be asking a question, I would answer it, and someone else would be coming. It would be like, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. That type of thing. I had 3 of them, back to back to back to back to back. And that lasted about 30 minutes. And when I tell you, I was sweating. The perspiration under my armpits, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this is not going to show through my top, because I was so freaking nervous. But I felt confident with the questions, and I'm saying this to let you know that confidence is the key. You want to have a general idea of what you're talking about, but just know that if you are fortunate enough to get hired with MAC, the training and stuff is going to come. They're asking you these questions as a customer would ask you these questions. As a customer would come in and look at you and say, hey, you're the experienced one, you work for MAC, I need some help. So I didn't get it then, but I get it now. They put the pressure on you and see, how do you handle pressure? Are you going to be like, well, do you think fast and are you smart on your feet? So keep that in mind when you are practicing and you are researching your questions and how you're going to answer them. You want to make sure that you articulate yourself very well, but not too long-winded, because they want to get those questions in back to back to back, okay? So after the interview process was over, they let me step out to get my model and to bring my makeup. So I brought in my caboodle, and I had just brought a small little caboodle that had a couple of things and my brushes in there, because like I said, I have been practicing, and I was like, I got this in the park. I know my sister's face. I can do my sister in 5 minutes. And they know that. So when I came in, they had another person come in, and they were like, oh, hi, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, nice to meet you, switch. What? Yes, switch. The models, we had to switch. I'm looking at this beautiful lady sitting in my chair who was really fair skinned with freckles. And she said, hey, I have this look. I want a natural look with a daytime smoky, and I have freckles, but I don't want to cover my freckles, and I don't like eyeliner because it irritates my eyes, so I don't want eyeliner. Okay. When you're a makeup artist and you have been freelancing, you know your own tools, you know your favorite brushes, you know what you're going to reach for. Unfortunately, they told us to bring our own makeup, but they were like, no, you're going to use this stuff that we have. So they're looking for everything. Can you color match? Are you sanitizing your items properly? Is your setup clean? You know, are you shaking? Do you know what you're doing? Are you listening to your customer? When you're sitting there and you're doing your makeup application, they want you to interact as if, well, in this case, you don't know each other, but this is a real customer and you're asking all the right things. Tell me about your skin. Where are you going out? Where are you going today? What kind of look are you going for? All of those questions they're looking for. You're not just going to be like, okay, this is the makeup test. I'm going to just do this face. ta-ha, I'm done. No, they want to make sure, are you talking, are you speaking, is it a good rapport, are you comfortable, is your customer comfortable? So I did the makeup look in 20 minutes, and that was the time that they allotted for us, 20 minutes to do a natural smoky look. The test is designed for you to fail, okay? Keep that in mind. When you do a makeup test, you have to listen to the instructions that are being given. They are giving you specific instructions for a reason, okay? So I did my first application. The trainer comes over, he takes a glance, he pulls out his iPhone, and he takes a picture with the flash. Boom! And that's going to tell, is your match together. Color matching with foundation is so important when you work for MAC. Good thing it matched. It matched all the way down, and we were good there. He then looked at it and said, okay, now, only pulling 2 additional products, I want you to now turn this look into a nighttime look. And so, you have to be very crafty. When you're pulling your products, you have to make sure that you can use products that you can use for the eyes and the cheeks. Don't be afraid to use your lipstick, you know, for the lip, and you're going to add it as a little blush, or you're going to use it as an eyeshadow. There's no rules in makeup, and they want to see, can you make one product do multiple things? That is very important when you work for MAC, because you're not going to have a whole lot of time to do these demos, especially if you're in travel retail. You have about 20 minutes. And so I end up taking 2 additional products, which was like an eyeshadow and a pencil. And I smoked out her natural pink eye, and I made her brows a little more intense. I went back over, because you were allowed to use what you had already used for the daytime look. You could use those. You could just only pull 2 additional. So I went back in with the liner on the lip and kind of made it a little darker, filled it in a little bit more, cleaned the lip up, and I had 10 minutes to do it. So after that, he came back, and that's when the critiques come in. And that's what I mean when I say the test is made for you to fail. Because let's just be honest, I'm a pretty good makeup artist. I don't know how good I'm going to do in an atmosphere that I'm not comfortable in, and a person that I don't know, and all of that good stuff. But it's a good test. So he takes a picture, a secondary picture, and he's looking, and he asked me if you could change anything, or if you had, you know, if you could go back, what would you fix? And so I took a look, and I said I would have cleaned up the lip a little bit more, made it a little more precise, and I would have blended in the shadows. And he was like, very good critique. And he just said, yeah, let me show you. The next time you want to, he shows you your areas. And he agreed with me. So I felt confident about that, because you can't go into something like, hey, I'm the best, I've been doing this for 15 years, I wouldn't critique anything, you only gave me 20 minutes. You know, he's critiquing you, he wants to know, can you be trained? Do you absorb information well? You know, so he agreed with me and gave me my critiques, and he shook my hand, and he said it was a pleasure meeting me, and he looked forward to talking with me soon. So I left. I was like, okay, what does that mean? Did I get the job? Are they going to call me? You know, what does that mean? That's the waiting game. I waited for 2 weeks, 10 days, and I was like, okay, I did not get this job. Boo-hoo me. What am I going to do? I blew my chance. What am I going to do? And later on that day, I got a call that says, hello, this is so-and-so here with MAC Cosmetics, and we want to offer you a full-time position with MAC Cosmetics. When can you start? And so the rest is history. I work at MAC. I'm in travel retail. I am at the Hobby Airport. It is the best job I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I love makeup. I love meeting new people. The fact that we are in the airport is just an added bonus. So if you are thinking about MAC, you want to get in with MAC, you're thinking about travel retail, I would say go for it. You're going to work hard. You're going to learn a lot, but you are going to have like the best time. I would not trade this job for the world. Like, this is like the best job. I mean, how do you not love getting up doing something that you love? If you know me, you know that I was addicted to MAC way before I became an official MAC girl. So this is just like, I don't even feel like I'm working. But on the flip side of it, it's work, okay? You have to sell, you have to know your product, you have to get certifications, you have to stock, you have to put shipment away. You got to have tough skin, because while you may think that you are the best makeup artist in the world, somebody is going to come in and you're going to do something and they're going to say, I don't like it. So you got to have tough skin. And I know I said it doesn't feel like work, but keep in mind that MAC is paying you for a service and that you are there to do a job. So, you know, it's kind of what you make of it. With travel retail, it's a little different from regular MAC. Our doors open at 5 a.m. We close at 10. We are in the need of the airport, so we are busy. When planes land, they come in all at once, and somebody wants to be helped, and they want to be helped fast. They want their product fast. So you got to be fast on your feet. You got to know your stuff in your store. You got to be able to multitask and juggle people and do it with a smile on your face, you know? So that's just kind of my tidbit on MAC and how I got in with MAC. I started in January. We are now here in August. And so, yeah, I still love it. I'm still fresh and new to MAC, but I love it. So I hope that this video has helped you and answered some of your questions on how to get on with MAC. If I haven't answered all your questions, or you have any more questions, feel free to, you know, inbox me on my social media outlets. I always list everything, or you can leave a comment below and I will definitely answer them for you. And don't forget to thumbs up this video. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I will be doing some new fresh face stuff. I was going to tell you, but you'll just wait and see. I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey, what's up? It's GlamGirl143, and I'm coming to you today with a video about MAC. Yes, MAC Cosmetics. That's where I work. I work at MAC in the airport. So if you want to know how to apply, just some tips on it's GlamGirl143, and I'm coming to you today with a kind of update talk video. No, that's not what I'm doing.